His name is Steve Cotton. He is our friend, he's a fighter, he's an ally, and I want to hear his message. Come on out here, Steve. Tell him what's going on.
You say you want a revolution. Well, you know, we all want to change the world. You tell me
Hello,
that it's
Teamsters!
evolution.
What could I say, Jim? A fantastic introduction, but nothing could mean more to me than being here in front of you, this mighty international brotherhood of Teamsters. What a team. Congratulations on the re-election. I'm so proud to call Jim my friend. We share a vision of what is our responsibility as union leaders. And today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about who we are, but also three key issues, which is how important you are to the global labour movement, what is happening in the wider world, and how we in the ITF have to respond. So I'm Steve Cotton. I was elected General Secretary of the ITF in 2014. The ITF has 16.5 million members in all of its transport sectors. This union is a major part of our global organisation. This democratic, powerful, strong, dynamic union is a major, major player. Last year we had the pleasure of Jim's company at our Road and Rail Conference in Brussels. He spoke with vision, authority, determination, and he inspired our delegates to get out there and campaign and organise. You're so lucky to have leaders with vision and a determination to set a new agenda, to protect each and every one of you. Perhaps now more than ever, the labour movement and unions are under attack. And if it wasn't for strong unions like the Teamsters, we wouldn't be able to take the fight back to them. But we also have to remember where we came from. For all unionists, everyone in this room, our brothers and sisters before you, took the fight to the streets, hit the barricades, and fought to get you good pensions, good medical conditions, and good collective bargaining agreements. And it doesn't matter in the Teamsters whether you're party to a big national agreement or a one-shop enterprise. This union defends you equally and fairly in every way. Your union was one of the first in North America to join the ITF. You've provided leadership. You're our biggest North American affiliate. We want to give something back to that relationship. We have history. We heard a little bit earlier from Jeff and those great colleagues from XPO and National Express. But the first opportunity the ITF had to show a little muscle was when we took on First Student. And we learned from that process. And we used the global connections. And we understood that hands across the sea, brothers in arms, camaraderie, but trust and confidence is vital to defend workers' rights, not just in North America, but on a global level. And with the work we did with the Dutch public transport, we were able to secure a contract for 35,000 men and women of the Teamsters. But I want us to see that as a beginning and not rest on that success. Because your history, your solidarity, your unique structure has shown us that if we all fight together and we all pull in the same direction, anything is achievable. So we've got a few new companies in our sights. And you just heard about XPO. Why is XPO important for us in the ITF and you in the Teamsters? Because they're determined to destroy the way we represent workers. They want to subcontract. They want to charge by the hour. They want to destroy our unity. Last year they made 14 billion, yes? 14 billion in profits. And we're fighting to get an hourly rate above $12. That's not fair. Are we going to stand for that? No. We're going to get out there. We're going to have that message. And each and every country where XPO exists, we're going to unite shoulder to shoulder to let Bradley know we're here to stay and you're going to have good contracts. Tomorrow you heard from Jeff, the ITF and an international delegation will be at their board and we'll be telling their board members. We've already written to every board member talking about their unfair practices. And if we can't stop them with industrial muscle, we'll attack them in their capital markets, their funders. All their money is borrowed money. It's not real money. They go to the market, it could be our money. We have to stop that. We need to shame them into having good labour practices. So Jim, and all the brothers and sisters that we met today in XPO, and to all the other locals, if you wonder why XPO is your fight, it's because they want to ruin what you've got. So we're all in with the Teamsters. We will get a contract. We will get a good contract for each and every one of your members. We just heard from two brave drivers from National Express. And that's another opportunity. It's a British company with a global business model. We've been to them, we've been together with a strong delegation. All of the British transport unions joined us, and we told their chief executives, you've got to fix the problem in North America with the Teamsters. They looked at us, fairly straight in the eye, and said, oh yeah, we'll go back and we'll see what happens. Well, we need to let them know, just like XPO, no solution isn't good enough. And I believe there will be a meeting with Jim very soon where they're here, that we have a solution, we're ready to bargain, fairly bargain, to make sure that our gains in first student aren't compromised by unfair competition, and that we're able to secure those brave women good Teamsters union contracts with secure jobs. Today, the world is perhaps more complicated than we've ever known, and unions everywhere are fighting for their survival. Big business, whether it be with the president or the parties around the world, are driving an agenda to kill the equitable share of money for workers. Companies collude globally to sign trade agreements that deny workers' rights and make it easier to make money. Your boss, President Hoffa, has been leading a fight back against those contracts. The message is out there that if we want a fair world, we have to fight. Oxfam produced a report earlier this year that said 8 men, yes, men, have the same wealth as 3.6 billion in the rest of the world. Is that fair? No. Are we going to do something about that? Half of the world's workers are employed on short-term or informal work, as in they don't have permanent contracts. In 2016, women's wages were on average half of those are men, of those for men. That isn't acceptable to the ITF, it isn't acceptable to Teamsters, and we're going to do everything we can to fight inequality. The ITF is an amazing organisation. 16.5 real workers all over the globe. But we have a responsibility to respond to this changing world. We have to learn from the unions that are putting all their energy into organising. And we have a responsibility to take on the biggest and the boldest. We took on DHL. They refused to recognise us. In the end, they agreed to give us recognition, and we have organisers on the ground in Colombia, Chile, Panama, in India, all to bring power to national unions to have good collective bargaining agreements. That isn't possible without strong unions. And what we learned from DHL we'll bring to the XPO fight and the National Express fight, and each and every opportunity, as we've learned as the world changes. Aviation, another area where deregulation is coming in, and we need to be strong. And yes, we need to be aggressive in a disciplined way, and we need to show corporations that together trade unionists can make a real difference. Today we can't rely on the politicians, so we have to forge our own power. Additionally, the ITF has recognised that we need to do more work in warehousing. And we've heard, I've only been here 2 days, but every meeting and side meeting I've been to is a recognition of the global supply chain. So we need to do more in warehousing. And Jim's going to be talking to our convention next year about why that's important and why we need to cooperate and coordinate. So we've been listening to the powerful voices in this room. And it's vital that the ITF and the trade union movement makes more space for young people and more space for women to join the leadership and set the agendas for us. It's vital that we're a trade union movement that is available to everybody, and that from that power we're able to make a real difference. So in closing, brothers and sisters, in order to be a good unionist, we need to make brave decisions. We need to stand up and defend our members. And ultimately, this is about power. And we shouldn't be ashamed to tell everyone, union is power. Power is in the union. Brothers and sisters, I firmly believe in the partnership we're defining, and that unions are now more important than they've ever been. We have to fight to protect the freedoms. We have to fight to protect the gains we've made over tens of years. We don't want to be a talking shop. We want to be champions of equality, fairness and justice. Brothers and sisters, this we can do together. For your membership to protect itself, it needs to have global friends. And we're here to solidify and build those friendships. Long live the IBT! Long live the ITF! Thank you very much.
Let's hear it for Steve Cotton. Thank you.